Talking shit, getting clicks. In today's show, State of the Art, featuring Manasseh Johnson Sr. Hey, don't forget, hit like, subscribe, and hit the alerts so you know when our show is gonna get on and poppin'. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talking Shit, Getting Clicks, Me episode with your boy Mo 3 times. Today, we have a very, very special guest. Manasseh Johnson is a full-time visual artist that was born and raised in New Jersey, but now resides in San Antonio, Texas. Ever since the age of 3, he has had a pencil in his hand. He works in all mediums, but it wasn't until several years ago that he started using colored pencils and mastered the medium. His goal as an artist is to create art that embraces pop culture and inspires other artists. You have some notable commissions. You wanna name some of those for our guests out there?
Oh yeah, sure. Sure. I've done a piece for Kevin Hart, Rudy Gay, Lena Waithe. Just recently did the House Party movie cover. Who else? Naeem Lynn, Affion Crockett. There's a couple other people that's not listed on the site that has my work. E40. It's that kid from Stranger Things, the black kid.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name. And I usually know things like that, but
yeah. But that's just a few. To name a few.
So Manasseh does art that's inspired by American black culture, amongst other things? Question mark?
I mean, that's primarily it. Yeah.
So I definitely see that you're inspired, obviously, by, black film, black sports figures, politicians, basically history. And that is why Manasseh is on this show representing our Black History Month, because he's definitely a presence in the African American community. Can you give us an estimate? Because we've always been into this 10,000 hours type of deal. Can you give us an estimate of how many hours you basically put in on your craft?
Wow. On a daily basis, I try to put in at least 8 hours, the same as I would do if I worked a 9 to 5, 8 hours a day at least. But yeah, it requires a lot of hours, a lot of time put in, practicing, drawing, sketching. It's just, it's just repetition, just like anything else, You want to be a better ball player, what do you got to do? You got to go play some ball. You got to shoot free throws, practice your dribbling, you know what I mean? It's the same thing. You got to put the time in.
I'm seeing on your bio that you've had, a pencil in your hand since you were 3. You remember your first pieces of art that you created?
Actually, I don't remember. I'm just going off of what my mom told me.
Nice.
When I was 3, I drew a city landscape, and when she saw it, she was like, "Oh yeah, you got something there." But I even asked her. I said, "Did you keep it?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, come on." She didn't keep it, but yeah, that's what she recognized. I was 3 years old, so I was like, "Wow, okay."
Wow. So I know you a little bit, so I kind of know your age range. So doing that from 3 up until bro, that's decades. You've put in decades and decades of work, and it definitely shows. For all of you that don't know, Manasseh Johnson Sr. has an Instagram page. What's the name of your page?
Manasseh_art, MANASSEH_art.
Right, let me put that up there for you. I'm gonna throw it up there so everybody can see. There we go. All right, so guys, I'm gonna show y'all just a little bit, just some. Do you have any favorite works that you've done?
Man, I've done so many. Favorite off top would probably be the Boys in the Hood. It was a Buster caricature I did. I really like. I had a lot of fun making.
Is that the one with his mouth wide open, like he's really spitting?
Like yeah. That was fun to make. Yeah, those type of pieces are always fun. You know, exaggeration.
You say that because I had one of my friends over here yesterday, and I was just flicking through the art, of course, you know, just bragging for you, and like look at what he does, and that was that Busta Rhymes was one of the pieces that he pointed out, like, yo, is that Busta? Because he's a younger guy. He was like, yeah, that's Busta Rhymes. Just offhand, I've always had Busta in my top 10 of hip hop artists. Where do you have him on the list?
Oh, he's definitely up there. I think he's my favorite, but I think he slept on. You know what I mean? He's definitely in the top 10, for sure. I mean, his ability to rhyme fast, slow, on any beat. I mean, change his voice. I mean, to me, it's just slept on. I think, you know, he's never mentioned in those top MC conversations, but I definitely think it should be in it. For sure.
I agree with you. Because he does it so many different ways. He makes music for the ladies. He makes music for the dudes out in the streets. He makes music for the regular. He makes music if you just want to dance and wild out and party. You know, fun music. He does stories.
And just his lyrical skill is like unmatched. I mean, he can rap fast, slow, any beat, change his voice, high, low. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people see what I see, but obviously you do.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to say a lot of people are going to agree with you. He is definitely slept on.
Yeah, he's top tier, sure.
This is what the 90s, like leaders of the new school, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's evolved. I mean, you think back to leaders, to Wuha, I mean, which was so like basic in the way he was rhyming to the way he could rhyme now. It's like he actually evolved his skills. You know what I mean? So longevity alone, it speaks for itself.
that brings it. Then, like you saying that brings me like another question. Like as I'm scrolling through your Instagram, when you get down to the lower pages, it looks like some of your older stuff, and then as you start scrolling, you're working from newer to older, it seems. And I think it shows that type of progression. Like Busta's always been dope. I think you've always been dope, but it also shows you that I went from dope to another higher level, and now like you're like on some Super Saiyan shit. Just
appreciate it, man. Yeah, man. It's just, again, that just goes, that's from putting in that work. Like, nothing came easy to me. I mean, I have other artists, younger artists, asking me my DMs all the time. Well, what should I do? How should I do this? And how do I get better? It's like, just practice, just draw. Like, it's not rocket science. You want to get better, but this generation now, everything's quick. Everybody just wants that quick fix, that quick answer. That step 1, 2, 3. How do I get there? And it's like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah. The journey isn't a straight line. It is a lot of little hidden paths and shortcuts and, detours that take you back farther from where you came.
Yeah.
That's amazing. As I'm scrolling through this, I see a caricature of Salvador Dali. Is he one of your art influences?
I wouldn't say so, no. No, I just did that picture because I just thought it was a cool picture.
It is a cool picture.
I respect his work, for sure, the surrealism. But nah, he wasn't one of my influences.
So what were your influences?
My influences were, there's an artist by the name of Jason Seiler. He does caricature work. That was like the first artist that I came across that inspired me to do caricatures.
Oh, I see.
Thomas Blackshear, Kadir Nelson, Norman Rockwell. Those type of artists. Those are the type of artists that really inspired me. Even going back to like Good Times. I remember watching Good Times, JJ. And me young, not even knowing. Like I'm thinking he's doing the painting. Like,
right.
I didn't find out till later. I'm like, oh, that's that was just him posing as an artist, and it was actually Ernie Barnes's work.
So
But
Ernie
yeah,
Barnes
like,
does the soul picture.
yeah,
I think
that's
Eddie
what-
Murphy
that's-
just did an interview.
You had the painting from the beginning of Good Times.
I have that painting now.
You still have it. I thought you sold that painting.
No, the duplicate of that painting just sold at Christie's
For like
$16 million.
$16 million
For the duplicate.
You have the real one.
I have the real one.
Oh boy.
I think I paid 50 grand for that picture. After Marvin Gaye passed away, I bought it from his estate.
So you're rich then.
I got that painting.
And that's where I kind of got inspired with the exaggeration, because it's just cool looking. Like,
It does.
I mean, like, it's one thing to just copy a picture and just make it look just like that, whatever it is that you're drawing. But it's like when you could put your own spin on it and exaggerate it and make it your own. It's just something special about that to me.
I mean, I remember I wasn't a big Good Times fan. Of course, I remember, the James Death episode and everything. But when this came on, like, this is really one of the, I mean, going back to childhood, like, probably one of the first pieces that I actually felt something for. Like, it just looked like everybody was in there having a great time, and he just captured a moment at the Sugar Shack or the Juke Joint, or wherever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But that is amazing. And then for you to actually bless us and give us the name of the artist, Ernie Barnes, we want to make sure they know your name too. Like, that's part of my goal too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Black history is more than just Martin Luther King.
Right.
And Rosa Parks is that's the go-to, like, every February, like, oh, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. It's like, okay, we know them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much more to us than just those figures. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, yeah, absolutely. Ernie Barnes is definitely, definitely a Black artist that paved the way for us artists, for sure.
Yeah, these pieces are still, I'm definitely gonna have to scroll back through there after this. I was trying to tell you about the Balenciaga scandal and art. There's the photographers, and they have the young models, and they're holding teddy bears that look like they are drug prostitutes and stuff like that. And this is what they're filming, like photographing little innocent kids holding. And then when you look more into it, because I get a little conspiracy on there. But in one of the photographs, there's an actual, you can see like a bill, a law, or whatever, the John Ashcroft laws. And then basically in those laws, there was a fight with the Supreme Court that they were allowing, I'm going to say it, they're allowing basically child pornography as long as it's a digitized image. So you can create a CGI little boy or little girl, and you already know, you do it with pencils. Like, you can create something on a computer that looks amazingly realistic, and then you can have them in sexual type scenarios.
Right.
So, like, I did a big show on that, and like, one of the things that one of the photographers said is that, like, listen, this cannot be a mistake. And I know you're not like an animator or anything like that, but like, such as like Disney with the video cover to Little Mermaid, and there's like phalluses and stuff drawn in there. Like, these artists sneak stuff in. Like, how do you feel about that? And is that something that you do also? Not saying you sneak, sexual stuff in there, but like these like little homages to positive things in life.
Yeah, I mean, artists do that. They put little hidden messages and little hidden things in their work. I mean, I don't necessarily do it. I mean, I could, but as far as Balenciaga, Disney, and all that, man, like, I think the people behind these type of companies are just perverted people. Like, they're wicked people, man. Like, they know exactly what they're doing. It's not by accident. Like, even with the whole, oh my God, they put the image out, and then want to make an apology about like, oh, we didn't realize. Like they know exactly what they're doing. Like it's not by accident, you know. So it just goes to show you like the type of people that are behind these companies. I mean, they're ran by. I mean, I'm gonna just say they're ran by wicked people. I mean, even when you look at Disney and Walt Disney himself, if I'm not mistaken, he was really deep into Freemasonry and all that type of stuff. Like they into them big companies like that. They're into some other stuff.
Yeah, man.
I just put it like that. So I don't want to get into the whole conspiracy thing. I know people believe what they want to believe and all that, but big companies like that, they into some other stuff.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's deep, man. It's deeply rooted stuff. So, that whole pedophilia thing, and it runs deep. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff goes on behind closed doors that it's just not spoken. It's not. People don't talk about it. It's just all secretive, but it's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world.
Definitely. All right, I gotta definitely transition from that because that's just like it brings me down even like thinking about that stuff.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad.
So as far as art, where do you think it's going? Do you think that we're going to be obviously computers are involved and they've been involved for decades now, but like where do you think art is going?
I do think it's going more in a digital. Well, it appears to be like it's going more in a digital direction. I mean, I know a lot of artists who's not feeling the whole AI thing, and they're all upset. They're going to be taking our jobs and this and that. But I mean, digital art been around for a while now. So to me, what's the difference from digital art now and AI? I mean, it's been out there. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of what are you going to do with it? Are you going to utilize it? Or I feel like, it's up to the artist as far as how they want to deal with it. I do think it's going in that direction, or more in that direction, but you can never eliminate the artist, though. There's nothing like, a traditional piece of artwork that was created by hand. You just can't.
Right.
You can't duplicate that. You know what I mean? With the computer. So me, I ain't worried about it. I don't.
So is this becoming one of those vinyl versus CDs or streaming type of deal? Are you going to be on that? Like, I'm vinyl. I like to hear the little scratch and pop of it. Yeah. It's true. It does. You get that more. You get it organic. You're from somebody who's actually an organic person. As opposed to a machine.
I mean, I'm just strictly traditional. I don't really have any desire to do anything digital. I mean, if I learned Photoshop a little bit, it would benefit me and help me in some way. But I'm just a strictly traditional artist, like pencil to paper, paintbrush to canvas. Like I'm just traditional, and I always will be. So it's been working for me thus far. So I mean,
yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So exactly. Have you ever had a chance to even check out the AI stuff? Because I heard you can like tell the robot, yo, look, paint me.
Yeah, man. I really didn't have an interest in it. I mean, but I know a lot of people. It was like a trend. It was like a little wave where people was putting their AI portrait. They were posting it, but come to find out, I mean, they were saying that they was actually stealing people's likenesses and using it for something and stealing information. I don't know. It was something that came out about it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't try it. I ain't interested, to be honest.
So what's your thoughts on the NFT movement?
Oh, the NFT. I'm not that familiar with it, but I know when it first came on the scene, everybody was hitting me up. Oh man, you gonna do the NFTs? You should do NFTs. You should do that. Like, bro, like chill. Like, first of all, I don't even know enough about it to even say, yeah, I'm gonna do it. What is it? I don't know. Like, I did a little bit of research, but not enough to even speak on it.
Right.
Like, with some knowledge. Like, I don't. I think it's you turn your artwork into you mint it and make it into some type of token, and then you can sell it, and then that person can sell it, and that person can sell it, but you still continue to make money off of it or something like that. I don't know.
It's one of those. It's just a weird thing that's not organic.
Not organic. It's not. And again, I mean, I'm not anti NFT. Like, I'll never do it, but as of now, I don't have an interest in it.
Right. I think you make the best NFTs anyway, hands down. Like, once you get it, you know you got it. And then we always know that, you know, art, when it changes hands, usually goes up in value.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I had another question for you. I don't know how long ago, but I do remember you had a competition between a fellow artist with the Art Jones.
Yeah.
And you guys were having back and forths.
Yeah, that's actually my boy. I met him a few years back. Well, actually, I came across his page first, and I reached out to him or whatever, and then I had actually met him in person, and he brought up the idea to do a competition. I was just, all right, cool, why not? Like, you know, it'll be fun. And, you know, we push each other, you know, to do our best work. So the first competition we did was the Will Smith. I don't know if you...
I do remember that. I was in the comments like, Manasseh, you gonna get him? And then he replied like, oh, really? I was like, oh, my bad, bro. But yeah, I do. I remember, you guys did the Will Smiths. What else did you do? Was it 3 different?
Yeah, so then we did a hip hop card competition, but we never finished that one. I was killing them in that one.
So do you think, like, you guys literally had like a versus for artists?
Yeah.
That was.
And he was trying to make it he was even trying to take it further and make it like a whole platform for artists to be competitive, but it just never, you know, came to. Not yet.
Yeah. Because I really thought it was a good idea. You know, having artists face off. Like, I could watch a reality show, watching you guys. You know, you put a little drama in there, some music.
Yeah, I mean, you got people that's like, you know, art is subjective. How do you have competition? It's like, come on, cut it out. There's competition in anything. Like, I mean, you look at like music, right? That's an art form, right? But it's still competitive, right? You still got a Billboard chart, right? You still got Artist of the Year, Album of the Year. That's competition, right? So it's just like, how is it not the same thing why can't it be the same thing with art? Like, why can't it be, okay, I'm going to draw something, you draw something, who's is better? I don't understand how people just like, nah, you can't, it's subjective.
Yeah, maybe when you're like, there's 2 little kids and y'all working with construction paper, but you guys are professionals. This is stuff that, you know, the people want to see. And yeah, she or he, whoever said it, is absolutely right. It is subjective, but at the same time, you're a subjective person, and you can give your opinion. Like, hey, I like that there, I like that, or this art moved me. Because, like, as I was watching it, both of you guys are sound with your technique. You have your own styles, so it was a win-win. You know, just watching, you know, 2 great artists do their thing.
Yeah.
I went to his page, and the only thing he has up is a basketball. I think it was like a picture of Kobe, like one post, and it's a picture of the Kobe jersey.
Yeah, he took down his work, so I don't really understand why, but I think he just kind of like wants to start from scratch, or I don't know.
He's doing something.
Yeah.
Are you a sneakerhead? Because I'm looking at this picture, I'm seeing these infrared 3s on. The picture with the comedians.
Sneakerhead. Nah, I wouldn't give myself that label. I ain't into it like that.
I into that.
I mean, at one point, I wanted to sell them. I guess just to, you know, because it seemed like it was a lot of money in it. But you know, I wouldn't call myself a sneakerhead though. I mean, I'm familiar with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Like born. Yeah, I think we're born kind of sneakerheads. Like, there's no way like you can go through a violent school system and not know your J's.
Oh yeah, sure.
Not know which proper Timberland to wear. You know, you can't.
Right.
You can't do all that. Big fan. So tell me how the Aku clothing line came up. How did that all begin? Did T.I. see you and was like reach out to you?
Yeah, so the creative director of Coup, he sent me a message on Instagram, and we exchanged numbers, we talked, and he was telling me how much he loved my work, this, that, and the third, and gave him a little short background story, and then the collab happened, and it was dope, man. It was really successful, so successful that they offered me my own clothing brand.
Okay,
and mind you,
so was that what you were talking about yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's get into it.
So Cool is under an umbrella of this company called RP55 Group.
I remember RP55 shirts. Reynolds and Perry,
so
right?
RP55, they have a Cool, they got Billionaire Boys Club, they got Hustle Gang, they got Pusha T's clothing line called Play Clothes, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so now, and they got other brands too, but yeah, so now I'm gonna have my own brand, which will be under that RP55 umbrella. So yeah, I'm super excited. I signed the contract November, and yeah, so I should be launching come this spring.
Nice.
This spring, yeah, man. I'm excited.
We let the children sing for that. That's beautiful. Yeah, I remember RP55. I think I had like a Buffalo Soldiers t-shirt. So now that I think about it, I'm trying to like put everything together. Is that a black owned company or is it?
Yeah, it's this black guy, Ralph Reynolds, and then he's a joint with his partner. I forget his name.
Perry. It has to be Perry.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, man, it's dope. It's dope. I'm just excited. I went up. They flew me out there because the headquarters is in Virginia. Well, they have a headquarters in Virginia and New York, but they flew me out to in Virginia.
Okay.
And he showed me around the warehouse and all that, and we sat down and talked, and I signed the contract. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be really big. It's going to be in Dillard's for sure.
That's amazing. Are you going to be doing? It's going to be like a t-shirt. Are you doing like a full wardrobe of different clothing?
Yeah. So for the launch, I believe it's just going to be t-shirts. But in order to be a brand, you got to have, you got to have pants too. You got to have pants and hoodies and sweatshirts. It's going to be all types of accessories, hats, everything. So, but to start off, it's going to be t-shirts, all hand-drawn art, going to be printed on, just like how I did, kind of like what I did with a Coup, but it's going to be my own brand.
Nice.
And it's called GFA Manasseh. So GFA, God Family Art.
God Family Art.
Yeah. So look out for that. It is coming. I'm super excited. It's going to have its own website. It's got its own Instagram, TikTok, all of that. GFA, the handle for all of the social media is GFA Manasseh.
God Family Art.
Yeah.
I love that. And so as you say that, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at a picture. It looks like a young black man that's being hung up by an American flag. He has duct tape on his mouth. He has a pistol with a silencer put to his head. I mean, because it looks like he's being silenced, and we got even more silence there. And then he has a Bible verse that says Hosea 4:6. I'm not the most religious, but I know that one. That's the lack of knowledge destroys my people, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah. I mean, you have to drop a few gems on them. I mean,
that's your hidden stuff that you're throwing in right there. It's not so hidden. But yeah, if you want to throw in a hidden message, lead them to a Bible verse.
Yeah. I mean, definitely.
Help their life.
There's a lot of truth that needs to come out. There's a lot of, especially when it comes to who we are, as a people, because we get this label as black. But it's like, what is black? Black is not a national. What is black?
Right.
I mean, we call each other black. Black. What is black? That's a color.
True. Like I would say that I always say when people ask me, I don't like the African American. I didn't like it. It came around like in the late 80s for me. Like when I first ever heard it, I was like, man, like I've always been black, you know, James Brown, I'm black and I'm proud. I always say black American, and then when anybody asks me, I say American first. It's something that was taught in my family that, hey, like you have to realize that this is your country. Like this is where you were born at.
Yeah.
This is where your life is. This is where you're from. And I think a lot of times, you know, black Americans, you know, don't have that sovereign feeling, you know, that, hey, this is my country too. And when you think about it, it is basically black people, African Americans, everybody from the diaspora that actually came and helped make this country what it is today. So, I mean, that is something that I was like, I don't know, like when I got a little older, it's something that I had to, you know, realize and then finally understand and embrace that, yeah, this isn't always going to be, you know, the best country or land for me or my people, but this is what we got, this is what we're working with, and this is where we're going to maintain and build.
Yeah. I mean, it's where we at, you know, but it's just, to me, it's just a matter of just knowing who you are, what this country was founded on, your true roots of who you are, like not what the history books told you are, but who are you really? You know what I mean? And a lot of us, we don't know who we are. We connect with Africa, we connect with Egyptology and all this other stuff, and it's like, is that who we are? Or is that what you think you are? You know what I mean? It's like, is that what you was taught? Is that what's popular? It's just, you know, a matter of just finding out the truth, you know, because a lot of stuff of a lot of things that we were taught were obviously lies, you know what I mean? So it's just, it is what it is.
That's amazing.
You know, I don't want to get too deep, you know, into...
we can go deep. Like we do. We have the internet now, so you would think it would be like a greater source of knowledge, but really what it does is causes more confusion if you're not vigilant, you know, about how you're searching, how you're using the internet.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot out there. It's a lot of different information out there, you know. But just to settle for, I'm black. It's like, okay, what does that mean? I don't. I'm black. Okay.
Right.
What does that mean? Oh, you came from Africa, African Americans? No, I'm not buying that either. It's like,
right.
But, you know.
Did you subscribe to like, we were already over here before the Pilgrims came and we are actually the natural Native Americans? Maybe for some?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we're the original people. If you really want to know who we are, you can look in the Bible and see who we are.
I'm hitting buttons for you. He's dropping gems.
Look in the Bible. I mean, you know, I grew up in church. You know what I mean? I grew up in the Christian household and going to church every Sunday and looking at this white image of Jesus and thinking that's my savior. And I mean, most of us did grow up in church, you know what I mean? But it's like...
Was that like an inspiration for your Real Christ Matters that I'm looking at as you say that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because when you look at, I know the whole Jewish people, that's a whole touchy subject and everything like that, but I'm not talking about them. I'm just talking about us. When you look in Deuteronomy and you look at the scripture when it talks about the Israelites and how they were taken, over in ships to Egypt again. I mean, there's only one group of people that were taken over in ships. I mean, to me, it's just clear, that's us. Then when it has the curses of the Israelites, if they disobeyed God, what would happen to them? Those curses only apply to one group of people on this planet. So it's like, it's not hard to figure out. It's just a matter of, do you want to see it or not?
That's deep. You said you weren't going to get deep, But you got deep for the people.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of went there.
All right, so I got a little bit of time. I don't want to hold you. Honestly, we're going to have to do this again once I become a better interviewer. Definitely. Once I put my 10,000 hours in. But man, it's so much good information. It's obviously more to you than just drawing with, colored pencils and making art. Like there is an actual like brain, thought, and a passion and a soul behind it. We got like a minute. Do you want to wrap up? Whatever you want to say, the floor is all yours.
In a minute. Yeah, so just for any aspiring artists out there, just find out what your niche is, what makes you you, what's going to separate you from other artists to keep working at your passion. Or any passion that you have, just keep working at it. And and like I said, my clothing line will be dropping this spring. GFA Manasseh, look out for it. It's coming to stores, mom and pops, dealers, City Gear, all them type of stores. It will be in there, so look out for it. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have it. Manasseh Johnson Sr., visual artist, Black history in the making.
Yes, sir.
Hey, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for watching Talking Shit, Getting Clicks, Me episodes with your boy Mo 3 times. Today's show featuring Manasseh Johnson Sr. called State of the Art. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, made you feel some type of way, hit like, subscribe, and of course, hit the notification bell so you will get notifications of when our show gets up on here. Thanks for watching the show. Have a good one.